road, and we know of course of Mick Phillips's retirement, so Bob Watson is the man who's in second place, but he's the best part of 20 seconds behind in these closing stages, although as the last half of the last lap comes up, Barry Robertson is beginning noticeably to ease off now. There's no point, of course, Robertson putting himself under any pressure with a great cushion back to Bob Watson. Peter Tyson, the man who spun earlier on and got himself into a lot of trouble there at Ferodo, he's managed to get it all back together again and is in third place, but he's quite a distance behind Bob Watson as well. As the leader goes through for the final time, Zenith Corner, the 90 left there, up the brief stretch of Bromsgrove Street, into Shell Turn and up for the final time, where he'll take the checkered flag as he passes Bristol Street Motors to win the 10th round of the Pirelli Porsche Production Series. He takes Class C honours, and as the races are split as the way they are this weekend, he also takes overall race honours too. A delighted Barry Robertson crosses the line, checkered flag is waved in the background there. He waves to his pits as he passes them, and the official results show: first, Barry Robertson 911E, second, Bob Watson 911E, third, Peter Tyson 911E, and the Class D leader finishing down in 7th place, Peter Bowden in his Porsche 924. 204 Mick Phillips, 222 Barry Robertson, and 206 Robin Gray. Behind them on row 2, numbers 202, Jose Mercer, a good position for him, and 225 David Lees. Pole position is 204 Mick Phillips. Looks as though he's got the gravel out of the car. In the middle of that row, Barry Robertson, who's been very quick, particularly at Birmingham this year, we remember him. And on the outside of that row, there's 206 Robin Gray, the former production sports car racer, returning to racing after a bit of a layoff this year. Jose Mercer, 202, is on the inside of row 2 in his left-hand drive 911, and alongside him 225, that's David Lees in the Par Garage entry. In the background, 211 Peter Tyson on the outside of row 3, but the lights are already red, the engine notes rise, and as they flash to green, pole position man creates a lot of tyre smoke. That's Mick Phillips, and I don't think that's going to help him, because Barry Robertson from the middle of the front row has come storming up to take the lead as they go into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. A 10-lap race on the 2.6-mile Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. Up to the right-handed hairpin at Druids. All these cars very closely matched indeed. Robinson already being caught. Pole position man Mick Phillips got himself back together. Up into third is now 225 David Lees. Robin Gray, who was second at the previous corner, already knocked right back down to 5th place. This is going to be a close one. Barry Robertson leads. Second is poleman Mick Phillips. Gray now back up to 3rd place. A lot of chopping and changing, and there is Bob Watson, one of the front runners in this series for many years, just outside that leading battle at the moment, lying there in 6th place. Through the new Dingledell complex at Brands Hatch, remodelled during last winter, where the cars go very light indeed. You have to concentrate very hard to make sure you keep on the straight and narrow. Off the Grand Prix circuit, though, back into the view of the natural arena that is the Brands Hatch short circuit here. Along comes this battle for Class C, with Barry Robertson still the man to the fore in car number 222, leading with being challenged, though, as they come across the line, and the lead is going to be taken by poleman Mick Phillips. So 204 Phillips goes into the lead, snatches it away from Barry Robertson's grip. But you may have noticed that there seems to be a problem with the bonnet there on Mick Phillips's car, which looked as though it was flapping open as he came across the line. It's closed down again under braking for Druids. That may be a problem to be watched for later in the race. Great battle for 3rd place as well behind those two, as very sideways indeed goes Phillips, keeping himself ahead of Barry Robertson. There's Peter Tyson now, the man from Pirelli who not only signs the cheque for the championship, but also races in it himself. He's just outside that leading group in about 8th place at the moment. These Class C cars are more evenly matched, it seems, than the other 3 classes in the Pirelli series, and have always provided superb racing throughout the season. Barry Robertson, the early leader, now in 2nd place, but being challenged even for that 2nd place as they come up to the line to complete their 2nd lap. Mick Phillips now looking much more confident. Robinson second, Watson third, and there's a challenge for fourth place as the man who held it as they crossed the line, Mauro Delandreni, loses that fourth place to David Lees. And running out and over the curbing onto the old Grand Prix circuit there at Paddock Hill Bend, that was Barry Robinson. Now, if he keeps doing that, Barry's going to get into trouble, because that's the sort of thing that the observers will be looking out for. It's not intentional cheating, of course, but if he runs wide over that curbing, it is considered by some people to be dangerous. Up into third place now has come David Lees. He's driving a real cracker of a race, picking up 2 places within half a lap. Back at Dingledell, Phillips leads. Car goes light, as you see once again, bouncing across the curbs to make sure that he keeps ahead of the challenge there from Barry Robinson. Bob Watson in third place now. Fourth is now Mauro Delandreni, so once again we've had a change, as there we have a spinner, which is 217, Jim Martin, just at Surtees Bend there, and the left-hand drive 911 gets himself back on the road, but no, he's off on the grass again. He's really making a mess of this, but now he's got himself back on the straight and narrow and off up towards the Grand Prix circuit. That'll have cost him half a dozen places or so, though. Leader crosses the line again. Still it is Phillips. And a terrific challenge for second place now as Bob Watson dives down the inside of Barry Robinson and claims second place. Now to give chase to Mick Phillips. Robinson running even wider on this lap than he did on the previous lap there at Paddock Hill Bend. Almost definitely this is going to cause a bit of a problem. But it's got him up into second place again. Watson down to third, Parr fourth, Delandreni fifth, and Peter Tyson and Robin Gray battling there for sixth place, and Tyson losing out as they go through Druids. Once again, though, the positions change, and Tyson's got a bit of benefit there coming down Graham Hill Bend, and he's gone up into fourth place. What a superb race the Class C runners in the 1988 Pirelli Championship are putting on. And there, off the circuit, that's 214, which is Mike Parks. Another one to fall foul of the Grand Prix circuit here at Brands Hatch. Doesn't look as though he's going to be able to get the car going either. Lots of excitement here at Brands Hatch. See his wheels spinning as he tries to get off the grass. Remember, we've had a damp day here at Brands, so the grass is still wet, even though the circuit's dried out. Another spinner here. This is 327, one of the Class D runners, Tony Schultz. He's doing it at Surtees. We've seen accidents there already today, but he gets himself back together a little more tidily in his left-hand drive Carrera Targa. Here, though, the battle for the lead of Class C and for the outright victory in this race, the final round of the Pirelli Series. Phillips it is who still leads, but Watson is second. Third is David Lees, now having a real storming run, and fourth is Peter Tyson. Robinson's been waved the black and white crossed flag. That's an indication of a naughty boy behaviour, such as we saw there when he ran wide at Paddock Hill on the previous 2 laps. But he's made a mistake. He's gone into the pits because he thinks he's going to be severely reprimanded in the pits. No, he isn't. It was just a warning flag, so sadly he's out of this lead battle. The lead currently now in the hands of Bob Watson. There's Mick Phillips, the man who was leading earlier on, number 204. He's down to third place. Peter Tyson's going to try and challenge him for that third place. And second is David Lees, number 225. These 4 you could cover with a pretty large blanket as they go through Surtees, back out onto the Grand Prix circuit again as Tyson challenges for that third place. In the excitement of watching Class C, we'd nearly forgotten about Class D, and the lead has just changed there. The man who held it in the early laps, 302 Peter Bowden, lost out there at Druids to 301 Dave Lentil, but he's not going to give up easily, and he's challenging as they're going along Cooper Straight, approaching the left-hander at Surtees once again. Mike Pickup currently lies third in Class D, but cannot get onto terms with these 2. But see what a strange line he takes there, 302, which is Peter Bowden as they go through Surtees. Can't understand a strange line like that, and it cost him dear. Well, here's the quartet battling for the lead, but no longer are they a quartet. They're now just a trio. Bob Watson, number 201, leading there, lapping one of the back markers as they go along the pit straight. 225 in second place in Class C is still David Lees, and third in the class now is Peter Tyson. So out of that terrific battle, we've lost Mickey Phillips. Well then, we've got problems galore for the front runners in Class C, but look what a superb battle they're putting on. Ducking for the inside as they come up towards Druid. This time goes David Lees, and Lees snatches the lead of Class C and the overall lead in this race. Bob Watson, however, in 201, fighting back as they come down Graham Hill, into Graham Hill Bend and along Cooper Straight. Now, though, the leader pulls out perhaps a couple of lengths advantage as they lap one of the much slower 924s there, and Bob Watson challenges on the inside at Surtees, can't quite get alongside, as once again, not for the first time in this race, 327, Tony Schultz is having a spinning time. This time, though, Schultz is having trouble getting his car started. There goes Barry Robertson past him, out of the points now after that visit to the pits. As into the pits goes Mick Phillips, the early leader in 2:04. Sadly, Phillips has got problems with his gears. Out of the car, good Lord, he's getting out of the car now, Tony Schultz, sprinting across the track. The marshals get him well out of the way into safety, but we're back with the leaders. And this time, Bob Watson, number 201, as they've been lapping the back markers, has been able to make good use of them, and he's pulled out something of an advantage. The most comfortable lead anyone has so far had in this final round of the Class C battle in the 1988 Pirelli production Porsche series. There, onto his last lap then, goes the leader, number 201, Bob Watson, and it looks as though he's going to have few problems. The marshals at Brands Hatch have got one or two problems, like moving recalcitrant motor cars out of the way. This is the Tony Schultz cabriolet, which is being moved back to a position of safety. Down Graham Hill for the last time goes race leader Bob Watson. His advantage a comfortable one now as we look back briefly at Class D to see that 301 Dave Lentle is back in the lead of Class D, having reclaimed it from Peter Bowden in the 924, to whom he had lost it a few laps ago. Bob Watson in second place, 2:25 still, David Lees. But under the bridge and through Clark Curve for the final time comes the man who, after such a terrific battle in the early laps of this final round, dominated the race. Number 201, Bob Watson. Second place from his second row grid position is David Lees. There's the checkered flag, acknowledged by the race winner Watson. Lees crosses the line in a lonely second place. Third is 210 Mauro Del Aldreni, but there's a terrific battle for fourth just as they come to the line. Robin Gray snatching that fourth place from Peter Tyson. In Class D, a relatively comfortable win there for 301 Dave Lentle in his 911, with 302 second, the 924 of Peter Bowden. Third in that class, 311 Mike Pickup. Confirmation of the result, first 201 Bob Watson, second 225 David Lees, third 210 Mauro Del Andreni, and the Class D winner 301 Dave Lentle. A lap of honour then for the front runners in the exciting final round of the Pirelli Porsche series. Afterwards we spoke to the 1988 Class D and outright champion Mike Pickup.
Mike, congratulations. How does it feel to be winner of the Pirelli Porsche Championship?
Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely marvellous. A little tear going into paddock on the last, or the slowing down lap, and nearly forgot the brake going into paddock. But yeah, absolutely marvellous. I mean, it's superb to follow such great people like Mike Jordan and Paul Edwards and Bill Taylor. It's lovely. Really.
Were you worried at any point that you wouldn't quite make it into the top three?
Yeah. I think just for 10 laps. I think that was all. I was worried about it, yeah.
And then you made it and you're up there and very pleased.
I am. Absolutely knocked out. I'm going to have a good celebration now, and the boys have been fantastic. And just coming and seeing the checkered flag and seeing them hanging over the wall, cheering, jumping up and down, it was great. Absolutely superb.
Congratulations, Bob.
Thank you very much indeed.